Hello everyone, this is Abhishek Mohanty and welcome to lecture number 21 of the chapter Electric Charge and Field. Students, in this lecture we will solve a few questions from the NCERT book and all these questions will be based on Gauss law. So let's get started. So students, look at the first question. This is example 1.11 of your NCERT book. The question is the electric field components in the figure 1.27. This is the figure 1.27 are Ex equal to alpha x to the power half. So x component of electric field Ex is equal to alpha into x to the power half, and the y component and z component of electric field are 0. Ey is equal to Ez is equal to 0. So there is no component of electric field along y axis as well as along z axis. So Ey and Ez both are 0. So along y axis there is no electric field and along z axis there is no electric field. Ez is equal to 0. And the value of alpha, the value of this alpha is how much? Alpha is equal to 800 Newton per Coulomb meter power half. Is that clear? So we have to calculate two things. The first one is the flux through the cube, and the second one is the charge within the cube. So first we have to find the total electric flux phi e, and then we have to find the total charge q enclosed by the cube, and we have to assume that a equal to 0.1 meter. So what is a? A is the side of the cube. A is the side of the cube, and we know that a cube has 6 faces. So we have to first calculate what is the electric flux, and then we have to calculate the charge within the cube. So now let us assign the area vector, the direction of area vector of all the 6 faces. This cube has 6 faces. So ANL cap, this one ANL cap means it is the uh, area vector direction for the left surface, and ANR cap, this is the area vector direction of the right surface. Similarly, if you look at this top surface, let me name it A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So look at the surface A, D, H, E. The surface A, D, H, E. The area vector of this surface will be directed in the upward direction. Is that clear? Similarly, look at the surface F, B, C, G. This one F, B, C, G. The area vector of this surface will be directed in the downward direction. Similarly, if you look at the front surface, it is out of the screen, and if you look at the back surface, then the area vector will be into the screen. So we have assigned the area vector direction to the all 6 faces. Is that clear? Now, out of these 6 faces, only 2 faces will have electric flux, because look at the electric field components. We have electric field along x-axis. So Ex is along this direction, and this x component of electric field will link some electric flux with the left surface and with the right surface, because the angle between Ex and the area vector of the right surface means the angle between Ex and NR cap is 0 degree, and the angle between Ex and NL cap is 180 degree. But the angle between Ex and this vector is 90 degree. The angle between Ex and this vector is also 90 degree. The angle between Ex and the area vector of A, B, C, D is also 90 degree, and the angle between Ex and the area vector of E, F, G, H is also 90 degree. So out of the 6 faces, only 2 faces will have electric flux, and the 2 faces are A, B, F, E means the left surface, and D, C, G, H the right face, and other 4 faces will have no electric flux. Now we have to calculate what is the electric flux through the left surface phi L. What is the electric flux through the left surface phi L? That is equal to electric field at the left surface into the area of the left surface into cos 180 because we know that electric flux is given by E dot A, means electric field dot area vector, or E into A into cos theta. If we look at the left surface, then suppose electric field at the left surface is EL, so I can write EL here, and suppose the area of the face ABFE is capital A, then I'll write capital A here, and the angle between this electric field and NL cap is 180 degree, so I can write cos 180 here. So how to find EL? How to find EL? So look at the x component of electric field. So Ex is equal to alpha x to the power half. X means what? X means the x coordinate of the surface. So it is given that the left surface is at a distance of a from the origin. This is the origin. So this distance is a, means the left surface is at a distance a from the origin. So x will be equal to a, since the left surface is at a distance a from the origin. So while finding EL, we have to put x is equal to a, so it will be alpha into a to the power half. Is that clear? And what is A? A is the area of ABFE. We know that all the faces of a cube are squares. So if A is the side of the cube, then the area will be area of each face. Area of each face will be how much? A square. Is that clear? So in place of A, you can write A square, and cos 180 is -1. So that is equal to alpha a to the power 5 by 2, and we have to give a negative sign here. Is that clear? This is the value of phi L. Now we have to find what is the value of phi R, means electric flux through the right phase, that is DCGH. So the angle between electric field and N R cap is 0 degree. So phi R will be how much? ER means electric field at the right phase into area of the right phase into cos 0. So how to find ER? Again, look at the distance of the right phase, that is DCGH, from the origin, or what is the x coordinate of the right phase. So the distance between the right face and the left face is equal to a. This distance is a, and this distance is also a. The left face is at a distance a from the origin. So the distance of DCGH from the origin will be 2a. So in place of x, if you put 2a, you will get the electric field at the right face. So in place of ER, you can write alpha into 2a power half, and then in place of area, you can write a square, and cos 0 is +1. So alpha, this will be root 2, and a to the power half a square, then this is equal to root 2 alpha a to the power 5 by 2. So this is the value of phi R. Is that clear? So we have calculated what is the flux through the left surface, what is the flux through the right surface, and remember that the flux through the other four faces will be 0 degree, will be 0, because the angle between electric field and area vector will be 0 degree, and there will be no electric flux due to the y component and z component of electric field, because Ey and Ez both are 0. So the total flux through the cube, will be how much? Phi is equal to phi L plus phi R. So phi L is minus alpha a to the power 5 by 2 plus phi R is root 2 alpha a to the power 5 by 2. So you can take alpha a to the power 5 by 2 common. So you'll get root 2 minus 1. Is that clear? And then you can put the value of alpha here. Alpha is given as 800 Newton per coulomb meter power half. So put the value of alpha and then put the value of root 2. Root 2 is 1.414. So you will get the total flux through the cube. So the calculation is up to you. You have to do the calculation. And the next thing is that we have to find the charge within the cube. What is the charge within the cube? So according to Gauss law, the total electric flux is equal to Q by epsilon naught, where Q is the charge enclosed within the surface. So Q will be equal to epsilon naught into phi. So after calculating the total electric flux, this is the total amount of electric flux. If you multiply this electric flux with epsilon naught, then you will get the value of the charge enclosed by the cube. So epsilon naught is 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12, and in place of 5 put this value alpha a to the power 5 by 2 whole into root 2 minus 1. So do all the calculation and you will get the answer to this question. So students, in this way you can solve this question, and now we'll proceed to the next one. So look at the next question. This is question number example 1.12 of your NCERT book. The question is, an electric field is uniform and in the positive x direction for positive x, and uniform with the same magnitude but in the negative x direction for negative x. It is given that E equal to 200 I cap. I cap means this is the unit vector along x-axis. It is given that E equal to 200 I cap Newton per coulomb for x greater than 0. Means if x is positive, then electric field is 200 I cap Newton per coulomb, and E is equal to minus 200 I cap Newton per coulomb for x less than 0. Means if x is negative, then electric field will be given by E equal to minus 200 I cap Newton per coulomb. A right circular cylinder of length 20 centimeter and radius 5 centimeter has its center at the origin and its axis along the x-axis, so that one face is at x is equal to plus 10 centimeter and the other is at x equal to minus 10 centimeter. So we have to calculate what is the net outward flux through each flat face, what is the flux through the side of the cylinder, and what is the net outward flux through the cylinder, what is the net charge inside the cylinder. So first we have to draw the diagram from the question. So it is given that we have a uniform electric field. Is that clear? Means it has the same magnitude, and the electric field is directed along the positive x direction for positive values of x, and in the negative x direction for negative values of x. So let me draw the origin here. This is the origin, this is the origin, this is the x-axis. Towards right we have positive x-axis, and towards left we have negative x-axis. This is the negative x-axis. Is that clear? This is the y-axis, and this is the z-axis. Is that clear? So there is no need of y and z-axis because electric field exists only along x-axis here. So O is the origin. So towards right x is positive and towards left x is negative. Is that clear? Okay. Now we have electric field, and electric field is given by this value 200 I cap Newton per coulomb if x is greater than 0. Means towards right of origin the electric field is how much? 200 I cap. 200 I cap means what? 200 I cap Newton per coulomb. It means the electric field is directed towards right or along the positive x direction for x greater than 0. Means uh, to the right of origin electric field is towards right, and E equal to minus 200 I cap. E equal to minus 200 I cap, or I can write 200 into minus I cap Newton per coulomb if x is negative. Means towards left of origin electric field is towards left, and towards right of origin electric field is towards right. Is that clear? And there exists a right circular cylinder of length 20 centimeter and radius 5 centimeter. It has its center at the origin and the axis along x-axis. So the center of the cylinder lies at the origin and the axis of the cylinder is along the x-axis. So this is the diagram of a right circular cylinder. Is that clear? And it is given that the length of this cylinder is 20 centimeter and the axis of the cylinder is parallel to x-axis. So and the center of the cylinder lies on the origin. It means this is one half of the cylinder, this is other half of the cylinder. If the center lies at the origin, then this half will lie in the positive x direction and this half will lie in the negative x direction. So let me draw the diagram here. This is the right circular cylinder like this, and the length of the cylinder is 20 centimeter. The center of the cylinder is at the origin. So definitely if the length is 20 centimeter, if this length is 20 centimeter, then the right face, this one, the right face of the cylinder will have coordinate x equal to plus 10 centimeter and the left face will have coordinate x is equal to minus 10 centimeter. Is that clear? So we have to find the four quantities, the net outward flux through each flat face. So this cylinder has two flat faces. This is the left flat face and this is the right flat face. Okay, so look at this face, the left face, and this is the right face. For the left face, the area vector is directed in this direction. This is n l cap, and for the right face, this is the direction of area vector, that is n r cap. Is that clear? Okay, so the left face is present towards left of origin. Is that clear? And in this region electric field is towards left. Okay, so you can see that electric field, this is E vector, this is also E vector. Towards right of origin electric field is towards right, and towards left of origin electric field is towards left. So for both the flat faces, you can consider the left face, you can consider the right face. For both the flat faces, electric field and area vector are parallel to each other. Is that clear? Okay, so we have to calculate what is the electric flux through the left face. So for that we have to find the area of the left face. So area of the left face and area of the right face are equal. So area of the flat face, area of the flat face will be how much? A equal to pi r square, because the flat face is circular in shape, so that will be pi r square. So write pi into what is r? R is 5 centimeter. The radius is given as 5 centimeter, so it will be 5 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter, and then you have to give a square here. Is that clear? So the area is equal to this much. This is the area. So phi L will be E into A into cos 0, electric field into area into cos 0, because the electric field and area vector are parallel to each other. So E is how much? 200. Just write the magnitude of the electric field, and then area is how much? Pi into this will be 25 into 10 to the power minus 4. Is that clear? So this is the expression or value of phi L. And what is the unit of electric flux? The unit is Newton per coulomb into meter square. So this is the value of phi L. Similarly, what is the value of phi R? Means electric flux through the right surface. It is also the same electric field at the right face into area into cos 0, because electric field at the right side and area vector of nr cap both are in the same direction. So E is 200 Newton per coulomb into area is pi into 25 into 10 to the power minus 4. So this is equal to 200 pi into 25 into 10 to the power minus 4 Newton per coulomb into meter square. So this is the value of the electric flux through each of the flat face. Now if you want to calculate what is the total electric flux, then what will be the value of total electric flux? So total electric flux means electric flux through the left face, electric flux through the right face plus electric flux through the curved surface. But the electric flux through the curved surface will be 0, because for the curved surface the direction of area vector will be in this direction. So electric field and area vector of the curved surface are perpendicular to each other. So there will be no electric flux through the curved surface. So I can write that total electric flux is equal to sum of phi L plus phi R plus phi curve. Phi curve. But this phi curve is 0 because area vector and electric field are perpendicular to each other, and phi L, phi R both have the same value. So just multiply 2, you get 2 into 200 pi into 25 into 10 to the power minus 4 Newton per coulomb into meter square. So do all the calculation, you will get the answer. Now you have to find what is the net charge inside the cylinder. So after calculating what is the total electric flux, you can use the formula phi equal to q by epsilon naught. That implies q equal to epsilon naught into phi. So first you have to calculate what is the total electric flux, put the value of pi here and do all the calculations, simplify it, you will get electric flux, and then multiply epsilon naught with the electric flux to get the amount of charge enclosed by this cylinder. Is that clear? So in this way you can solve this question. And now we'll go to the next one. So now look at the next question. The question is the example, sorry, question 1.18 of your NCERT exercise. The question is a point charge plus 10 microcoulomb is a distance 5 centimeter directly above the center of a square of side 10 centimeter as shown in the figure. What is the magnitude of the electric flux through the square? So look at the diagram here. We have a square and the side of the square is 10 centimeter, and here we have a charge of value plus 10 microcoulomb, and this charge is placed at a height of 5 centimeter above the square. We have to find what is the electric flux to the square. So students, uh, in order to solve this question we have to do some arrangement, and the hint is given here in the question. What is the hint? Think of the square as one face of a cube with edge 10 centimeter. Now let us consider a cube. So initially we have a square like this. This is the square, and the length of the square, the length of each side of the square is 10 centimeter. Is that clear? And the charge is located at a height of 5 centimeter from this square. This is 5 centimeter. Here we have a charge 10 microcoulomb. Is that clear? Now if I complete a cube, or if I construct a cube like this, let me construct a cube like this. If you construct a cube like this, then you can see that the charge 10 microcoulomb lies exactly at the center of the cube, and the cube is made from 6 faces. Each face is square and the side of the square is 10 centimeter. So this distance is 5 centimeter. Definitely the charge 10 microcoulomb will be placed at the center of the cube. And what is the reason behind drawing this imaginary cube? The reason is that we can use Gauss law, because to apply Gauss law we need a closed surface. If we have a single square, then this is not a closed surface. So to form a closed surface we have to draw an imaginary cube. Okay, and this cube encloses the charge plus 10 microcoulomb, and this charge is equidistant from all the faces. You can see that the charge is symmetrically placed with respect to all the faces. The distance of the charge 10 microcoulomb is same, that is 5 centimeter from all the faces. So using Gauss law, can you tell me what is the total electric flux? What is the total electric flux through the whole cube? Total electric flux through the whole cube. Yes, we can answer it. Phi equal to Q by epsilon naught. This is the electric flux through the whole cube. And this electric flux is equally divided among all the 6 faces. The electric flux is equally divided among all the 6 faces. All the 6 faces. Why? Because the charge is present, at the center of the cube, okay, and that's why since the charge is present at the center of the cube, so the electric flux is equally divided among the 6 faces, and this is the total electric flux. But in this question we have to calculate flux through one phase. So the flux through one phase will be how much? This will be equal to Q by 6 epsilon naught, because the 6 phases, if we find the total flux through the 6 phases, then the flux is phi or Q by epsilon naught. So flux through a single phase will be how much? 1 by 6 times the total flux, that is equal to Q by 6 epsilon naught, and Q is given 10 microcoulomb, so that will be 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb, and put the value of epsilon naught, that is 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12, and by calculating this you can get the answer. So the calculation part is up to you. I have only discussed about the method to calculate the electric flux through the square. So in this way you can solve this question, and now we'll proceed to the next one. So now look at the next question. The question is 1.15 and 1.16 of your NCERT exercise. So the two questions are related to each other. So I will solve the two questions at once. So this question 1.15 says that consider a uniform electric field E equal to 3 into 10 to the power 3 I cap Newton per coulomb. Suppose we have an electric field E is equal to how much? Equal to 3 into 10 to the power 3 I cap Newton per coulomb. This is the uniform electric field. Means electric field has the same magnitude and same direction at every point. So what is the electric flux of this field through a square of 10 centimeter on a side whose plane is parallel to YZ plane? So suppose consider that this is the x-axis, Okay, this is the y-axis and this one is the z-axis. So we have drawn the coordinate axis x, y and z. The electric field is along I cap means along x-axis, so the value is given as 3 into 10 to the power 3 I cap Newton per Coulomb. Okay, so we have to find the electric flux of this field through a square of side 10 centimeter whose plane is parallel to yz plane. So let me consider a square like this whose side is parallel to yz plane, sorry, whose plane is parallel to the yz plane. So this is the square, is that clear? And this square is parallel to yz plane. So the area vector of this square will be in the direction. This is the area vector n cap, is that clear? So if remember that if a plane is parallel to yz plane, then the area vector will be along x-axis, or I can write n cap is also equal to I cap here. Is that clear? N cap is equal to I cap because it is parallel to the x-axis. So we have to find the flux through this surface or through this square. So electric flux will be how much? That will be equal to E dot A. So E is 3 into 10 to the power 3 I cap Newton per Coulomb dot what is area vector? Area will be have magnitude how much? 100 centimeter square, because the side is A equal to 10 centimeter, so area will be 10 cm is equal to 10 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter, or that is equal to 10 to the power minus 1 meter, and the area will be how much? A square, that is equal to 10 to the power minus 2 meter square. Okay, so in place of area you can write 10 to the power minus 2 meter square, and the direction of this area vector is also along x-axis. So I dot I will be 1, so you will get 3 into 10 to the power 3 into 10 to the power minus 2 Newton meter square per Coulomb as the electric flux, that is equal to 3 into 10 Newton meter square per Coulomb, that is equal to 30 Newton meter square per Coulomb. So this is the total amount of electric flux through this square. Is that clear? Now the second bit is that what is the flux through the same square if the normal to its plane makes an angle 60 degree with the x-axis. So in this example, the normal to the plane means the area vector is along x-axis is parallel to electric field. So this is the flux. But if the normal to this plane makes angle 60 degree with x-axis, then what will be the value of the electric flux? So if the normal to this square makes angle 60 degree with electric field, then the electric flux will be, in the second bit, electric flux will be how much? E into A into cos 60. So E is 3 into 10 to the power 3 into A is how much? A is 10 to the power minus 2 into cos 60 is half. Is that clear? So if you are writing cos theta, then there is no need to write I cap or j cap. If you are not writing cos theta like in the first case, then you can write E dot A and then you can mention the unit vector. So this will be how much? 3 into 10 to the power 1 into 1 by 2. So this will be 1.5. 1.5 into 10 will be 15 Newton meter square per Coulomb. So this is the electric flux when the square is parallel to yz plane, and this is the electric flux when the square when the normal to the square makes an angle 60 degree with the x-axis. Now look at the next question, 1.16. What is the net flux of the uniform electric field of exercise 1.15 through a cube of side 20 centimeter oriented so that its faces are parallel to the coordinate planes? So look at the diagram here. I will consider a cube and the side of the cube is 10 centimeter the side of the cube is 10 centimeter, and the faces of the cube are parallel to the coordinate planes. This is the x-axis, suppose this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and this one is the z-axis. Is that clear? So here you can see that all these all these faces are parallel to the coordinate plane. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So this face means A, B, F, E, and C, D, H, G, they are parallel to YZ plane. Then B, C, G, F, A, D, H, E are parallel to XZ plane. A, D, C, B and E, F, G, H are parallel to XY plane. Okay, we have to find what is the net flux through this cube. So first assign the direction to the area vector. For the right surface, the area vector will be along nr cap. For left surface, along nl cap. This is for the top surface, this is for the bottom surface, and for the front surface, this is the front surface, and this is for the back surface. Okay, so again we know that since electric field exists only along x-axis, so that electric field will link some electric flux with the left surface and with the right surface. But electric field is perpendicular to the other area vectors. Means if you look at A, D, H, E, or B, C, G, F, A, B, C, D and E, F, G, H, then for all these four faces electric field and area vector are perpendicular, so there will be no electric flux. And the total electric flux will be how much? Phi L plus phi R. So what is phi L? Phi L will be E into A into cos 180. Electric field is uniform. Electric field is towards positive x-axis. Okay, and the left surface has area vector towards left, so angle is 180 degree. So write E A cos 180 plus for the right surface, the electric flux will be E into A into cos 0. Because electric field has the same magnitude at every point, at the left surface, at the right surface, electric field has the same value, and all those faces have the same area. So EA cos 180 plus EA cos 0, cos 180 is minus 1, so it will be minus EA, and cos 0 is plus 1, so it will be plus EA, so the answer will be 0. The net electric flux is 0, and since the net electric flux is 0, so Q enclosed, the charge enclosed by the cube is also equal to epsilon or phi, that is equal to 0. Is that clear? So the answer to this question will be if the faces are parallel to the coordinate planes, then the electric flux through the cube will be 0. So students, we have solved 5 questions based on the concept of Gauss law, and hopefully you have got some idea about how to solve numericals based on Gauss law. And in the next class we'll come with some more questions from your NCERT book as well as from the previous year questions. So you have to just practice all the questions, because these are the questions that come in your board examination. So we'll meet in the next class again. Till then, have a nice day and bye bye.